Welcome back, Warriors. We have another special edition today. What we are going to talk about today is the unfortunate, and I really mean unfortunate, part of society today. The STD rate in geriatric homes, rest homes, if you will, is skyrocketing. And to me, that means a lot to me. And
Does
I,
to me
I,
too.
I have a few things to talk to you, Ori Waldo. But what are your thoughts on this situation?
Okay. So first of all, I think it's important to understand why and how this happens. Because most people think nursing homes, people aren't DTF in nursing homes. They're too old. But as we found out, the invention of Viagra and all that, it's just made everybody want to get down and dirty. People don't lose their desire the older they get. They may lose their ability to function, but they don't lose the desire. So, if you would, I'd like to start with a little love story.
Ooh, I
Here
love a
we
love
go.
story.
Two oldies are sitting at the fish table, the go fish table, in the nursing home. They start getting those vibes that they make eye contact through their bottle capped glasses. They reach out to touch each other with their icy hot covered hands. She winks, he farts, his old gas fills the air with love. They excuse themselves and waddle their way with their walking canes and walking sticks down to her room and close the door. He feels the Viagra remove the blood from his brain down to his love gun. They fumble with the condom until they say screw it and throw it aside. It's not like she's going to get pregnant, but they choose to risk the possibility of getting an STD. They lay down and start the extremely slow process of doing the dusty, sloppy floppy. How do you feel about this?
I think it's sad that we can't be more helpful for these individuals.
You
They've
mean
given
actually
us,
being in the room and helping them?
well, I mean, yeah. Why can't, if Grandpa's got a bad hip, he can do some thrusting. I don't imagine there's some wild. Okay, there probably are some wild 85-year-old ladies who can just go crazy. But as you said, dusty, floppy toppy. So it's not something that is easy for either of these individuals. So why couldn't we have somebody? Nurses do a whole lot worse than just, right? Why?
Well,
What's so wrong with
I,
having some help?
I'm just wondering, but tell me, how are the nurses going to physically help them to do it? Can you imagine that training class? You
Well,
get two old people in there. All right, grab the old man by the hips and push, pull, push, pull. Maybe have another nurse hold her old legs back because she's gonna get tired of holding her legs back after a while. And maybe somebody needs to hold on to all the flaps so it doesn't get in the way. Is that what you're suggesting?
perhaps not all of that. I do agree that the flops need to be gone to the sides. Well, first and foremost, the training class would be amazing because these people train like they work. Now, if they had to do what we just said, helping Grandpa out, why not? They clean up feces for these individuals. I mean, to me,
This is true.
I think that's way grosser than being a tangential part of a threesome. I mean, and maybe that's just me. I don't do either of these things, so I can't say for sure. But I won't knock it until I try it. So, if
I've
I
tried it.
am the nurse here, ooh, were you the nurse?
No.
Oh,
Oh, we'll talk about some other time.
yeah. If I'm the nurse, what? There's so many other disgusting things that go on in life. It just seems like this is making people happy. Unless you're trying to argue that the two individuals copulating are getting angry with each other or whatever, and that probably wouldn't be good for the
Okay.
nurse then.
But you mentioned there's a rash of STDs.
Well, that again, that's where the nurse can help the individual. Okay, first and foremost, for all of us, those who have not had a threesome, doing it at 85, is that not part of like going out with a bang?
So when you say threesome, the nursing assistant is one of the threesome?
Well, tangentially, yes. He or she, I don't want to discriminate here, have to help with maybe some positioning, maybe some thrusting or whatever. It
Maybe
just
some fluffing.
excuse me?
No,
See, and this is why we had to have this conversation right now, because this is a joke. This is not a joke. People need to get it on. It's just a fact of life, and if we are not going to take the individuals who have served us for 85 years seriously in what they need to do, then what are we doing it for?
They need to get it on. But as I mentioned in my love story, at that age, he popped a Viagra. You only have so much blood in your body. The blood has to go down there to fill it up. It's going to take it out of his old brain. Would you say that's dangerous to take it out of his old brain? Because he might actually forget. He might get an erection, but that stand room forgot what he was in there for.
It sounds good to me. I've never complained about an erection since high school. Because you couldn't do that in school.
Age, you've never got an erection, forgot why you got it, what you're supposed to do with
Fair
it.
enough.
At that age, I'm wondering, is he got this lady laying on the ground ready for him to do something? He's like, where's my deck of cards? Or where's my glasses? Or something. Like, totally forgets while he's there looking down. How come I got a stiffy?
Another reason why the nurse is such a good idea.
To remind him?
Yes.
To tell him where it goes?
I mean, I would hope he's not losing his virginity at 85 years old. But yeah, if they have to do what they have to do, it seems like a human right to be able to do what you're designed to do. Now,
are you losing? Can you still technically be losing your virginity if you can't remember any other time you did it before? Even if he's got grandkids, maybe he doesn't remember.
Dementia should not be applied to this type of logic because it tries to deny reality. Some of dementia denies reality. That's why we call it dementia. They are demented. They have some thoughts that aren't supposed to be there.
I understand.
So,
but when you get an erection and all the blood leaves your head and you pass out because you got no more blood in your head.
That's why you have, again, the nurse. You're making my argument for me.
Okay.
They could be there to help.
Don't you see this could be perverted as voyeurism? Because the nurse is now watching them do it, making sure they don't hurt themselves for the sake of, I'm going to put it in quotes, safety.
Bad debate tactic, answering a question with a question. How many times have you seen the show Catfished, heard of the word catfished, been catfished, or just generally know that people lie?
What's this got to do with all people?
If you could just answer.
I'm trying to understand the question.
The question is trying to get at what we are trying to figure out. Now, yes, the STD rate has gone up, but we're still stuck on trying the mechanics of just doing the deed, much less the aftermath. Now, if we're going to do the deed, it can't be voyeurism if they're getting paid to do that. Does that make them prostitutes?
Could be. It can absolutely try. So if grandchildren found out the nursing help was helping them get it on, they may make the assumption that the nurse themselves are getting off on it, watching these two people go at it. Maybe
why can't they do that?
I know I am.
Do you think people at sex shops don't get off to whatever they're doing? Do you think that people who have some sort of uh, issue and have I don't want to use the words because I might be misconstruing things, and I don't want that. You know what? I'll just save that argument for later. Um, I think we're initially we're focused on just the two people doing it. Now we're worried about if the nurse is getting off. So what if he does?
I'm not saying
We
that
have
the
porn
nurse
guys
is
that get
getting
off
off
all
or
the
not.
time.
I'm saying that the kids and the grandkids, their concern might be that the nurse is getting off on it. Even though I agree they should be there for their safety.
It's unnecessary evil. If you're going to put your parents in a rest home, there's a reason. Either they need the help and you can't provide that type of help, or you just don't want to deal with it and you're rich enough to do such things. Either way, those individuals, even if they don't remember it tomorrow, is part of his manhood would remember it.
Maybe.
So we're just numb.
Well, just imagine how wonderful it would be if you could lose your virginity every day. Because you can't remember it ever happened before.
Again, now you're trying to get me into thinking dementia like. No, I will not be dementiaed. Wookiees are dumb. So, can, is it possible to leave the nurse out of this? Can we just not?
Of course it's possible. Just imagine you're the nurse.
I am.
Okay, you walked into his room. He's not there. You can't find him anywhere. Finally, you start checking other people's rooms, particularly the ladies' rooms. And all of a sudden, you walk in and there's two old people. They're both naked. One lady's laying on her back with the legs open. Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? The man is now passed out on the ground with a giant erection, but his face is all white because there's no blood in his head. Should the nurse have been there to begin with to help out?
Yes, it would prevent these type of things.
So I guess what I'm saying is you're telling these nurses their new job function. It's going to help two old people have sexual relations for their own safety.
No, and this is a caveat that. Thank you for bringing it up. You would have to hire new staff, or at the very least, do a new contract with the staff that you have, putting a part saying you are going to be a party of this. The guy who is filming an adult film, he's just filming stuff. He's not doing anything. Are we saying he can't get off?
Filming become part of this?
Just saying that tangentially people may not be a part of whatever is going on.
Okay.
But they can still, they're just doing their job. And that's why you would have to get them a new contract saying, hey, this is now part of your job. If you don't want to be here, we understand. You got to do what you got to do.
But to make it part of the contract, they also have to be trained. How would you suggest training a new nursing assistant in a nursing home how to conduct this activity?
I mean, you know those one-way glass mirrors?
Okay, yes.
You can teach a whole class behind the glass mirror, and you have the head nurse or the teacher nurse in the room helping these two people out. Bam.
So you
and
actually
we're making
have two
money
old
off
people
of it.
demonstrate the act, and then the nurse performs the helping hand as they were trained?
What? You're trying to deny these people's rights to
No,
copulate.
I'm trying to explain how it's possible. I'm not trying to deny it. I don't want people's rights being violated. I don't want people put in danger. I don't want nursing people being exposed and put jobs that they don't want to do that they didn't sign up for.
Well, and that's why I said you'd have to either hire new staff or at the very least do a new contract saying that this is part of it. If you're not down with that, please, no hard feelings. This is something that we changed at our business. I mean, maybe the U.S. is a bad example. Maybe it
Okay.
can help out in like the Nordic countries, and where it's just too cold to do anything, much less shrinkage is a thing. So,
Especially when you're old.
just to wrap this up, can we agree that old people have the right and the need to
I
do
would never
these adult
deny them the
things?
right. I'd never deny them the need. I'm concerned for their safety.
Safety. Well, Warriors, we're going to end on the safety because we need to think about safety. Uh, because, as we just showed everyone, this is a hot topic, and we need to
So hot.
keep the STD rate down.
Yes.
Just bottom line. We got to keep it down. See you guys on the next one.